Still in Guado Salon. This part takes a minute.
Yeah, it feels like you're here forever. This part...
I mean, it's a really big moment, too, so trying to talk...
This part, Bavel and... There was one other place that feels like it takes ages.
Zanarkand, maybe?
Yeah, Zanarkand, definitely.
Because you have to do that whole approach, and then running through the temple, and then fighting the boss, and then getting the ship.
Yep. Cat. This is the best cat.
Mm-hmm. All other cats take notice. I saw she ran in when you went to use the restroom there.
Yeah, she was just standing there. Wow. Still angsty.
So many buckles.
I know. What's the
Someone said, I think it's Nomura, the lead character designer, like, he's going overboard on the buckles.
And all the wrong places too. Like it's a dress.
See, we didn't notice there was a menu that came up for a minute where it says, she's like, do you have feelings for Yuna? And of course, in this one I picked, yes, I do. But you can say like, oh, you're more my type, Lulu.
Ooh.
And she'll be like, well, I don't know if a child like you can handle, something weird like that. And I was like, okay.
You'll never be able to handle this many buckles. Not a chance.
You can do the same later. I think when you go to get Shiva later in the game, whichever girl chooses to ride with you, it's like your affection level's that high. I think in this one it's Riku. I don't know how. It's like how they determine that. It's not like Final Fantasy VII where you get a ride on the Ferris wheel with whoever you hit on, I always try to get Barrett. Of course.
Talking about Ferris wheel reminds me of like this hilarious moment. It's totally serious in context, but in Pokemon Black and White,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where you get on the Ferris wheel with with N, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm the leader of Team Plasma." Like, we're just having this moment here on this Ferris wheel. Freaking whatever.
I was rewatching. Like someone put the cutscenes for Metal Gear Solid 4 together in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching that, and it reminded me of a scene from 2 where, Solidus was right, by the way, where, the character that's trying to kill, like, the Patriots who have control over everyone and regain free will and stuff.
Right.
Solidus was right. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But, he says, like, just as an aside before, like, your character fights him as, like, in the final battle. Mm-hmm. He says about all the things he wants to restore, like liberty and freedom of choice and everything. Everything the Patriots want to take away from us.
Right.
I want to make us free again. By the way, Jack, I'm the one that killed your parents.
All right.
I mean, it makes sense because he was, like, the captain of this child soldier platoon type thing.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but it's like, you're talking about all the things you want to restore to the American people and the world and freedom and everything. By the way, I'm the one that killed your parents.
By the way,
now fight me.
I'm a murderer. Just so you were aware.
Yeah.
I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game, except for I watched a friend of mine beat 4, and we were sitting there watching the credits, and cutscene. More credits, another cutscene, more credits. It's like, when is this game ending?
I love it. I love everything about that.
Well, the thing, I would have liked it a lot more if A, I had played through the whole game, and B, we weren't freaking starving.
Yeah.
And we, like, we're going to get food, like, okay, after this game is over, which is a
Same.
terrible
Yeah,
idea.
I got you.
We're going to go get food. We were getting hungry and kind of confused.
Head off without a peep to anyone.
That's probably it.
I think I'm gonna... I was talking before we started recording. I cooked some hamburger helper, but I think I left it on simmer too long.
Okay.
And the mac and cheese bits got kind of hard, but I think I'm gonna literally pick it out and just rescue the burger.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be eating ham steak with a side of cooked burger.
With a side, meat with a side of other meat.
Turf and turf. Thank you, Scrubs, for that. That was a...
I love
They're
Scrubs.
like a hospital benefit in Turkey. So you're eating steak with a side of steak. That's right, baby. Turf and turf.
Turf and turf. One of my favorite quotes.
Oh.
Oh no, the thunder. Oh yeah, that's right. She's afraid of lightning, and I hate this part. You don't.
You just run and get hit. It doesn't do that much damage.
It doesn't do anything to you, really.
I mean, it probably does hit your HP or something, like affect Titus's,
Yeah.
but I'd never notice it.
Freaking Auron, man. He's got like the
Gandalf Thunderblades. How did I never see that before?
What did it say?
It said the Gandalf without an L.
Gandalf.
Thunderplanes. I was like, what?
Hold on a second.
You shall not pass?
I just love how Auron has that mom guilt thing going on. Like, alright, I guess we're just gonna leave you behind.
Listen, someone has to be the dad of the party.
He most certainly is. It's so violent. Out of a battle and instantly struck by lightning. You're getting struck in the same exact spot.
I was gonna say, I think how they programmed it, I think it has to be certain spots, or what the triggers are.
I guess that would make sense, because, like, Lulu said...
If you stay
out
near the
of-
yeah.
And stay out of open areas.
Oh, also, this is where you get Kamari's ultimate weapon, too, so... You have to, like, follow Cactar ghosts around,
Freaking cat.
and they take you to a ruined tower, and lightning hits it,
Yeah.
and then you get his little spirit lance.
Yeah, see, I never did any of that.
I never... That's the one, even in the HD collection, I never powered up, because there was no...
Yeah.
The way you power it up is the area we're coming up on, the forest, if you remember that.
Yeah.
You have to chase butterflies through there and collect them without
yeah.
touching any red butterflies and get all the blue.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so for someone that wears glasses, that is an issue to me because I have problems with depth perception a little
Right.
bit, and that's not good. That's not fun at all.
No. It's like the balloon thing in the Calmlands.
I'm okay with that one.
Well, yeah, it's a better contrast, but it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Like, really?
What a dick. I love him.
I'm not the one
Me
getting
too.
struck by lightning. Oh, God. Some of these are they're just the best. You can't match the laugh at the end of Luca, though.
No. Well, I'll still argue. I watched it on another Moments where people think it's bad acting, but it's really good, like a list I watched recently. It's like, it's actually really good considering what it's doing. It's like, I am fake laughing now, and this is
Yeah.
why. Like, he's actually does a really fucking good job of doing it.
Oh yeah, I mean I know it's a
You know the story behind it, so
it's like a really dramatic moment, and it's very important to the story, honestly, especially with what happens later on.
yeah, where Yuna's like, this is just how I get through things.
You're
When I
right.
want to quit, I just laugh.
Because Titus doesn't know what happens at the end here, but Yuna does.
Oh my god, and it is so... A quote comes to mind. I watched the commentary on the Eva movies recently.
Uh-huh.
Just because I was bored and put them on. And the one character, just a fan who does a little bit of voice acting says, and it applies to this game and a few other series I've seen too, where it's like, they just find a way to make the suffering of these characters so fucking impossibly bad.
Yeah.
Not nearly as bad as that show, but it's like, you're replaying this and you know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
and you get a new perspective. Like, the lines are deeper.
Yeah.
And even he realizes, when he's like doing his narration mode, like, oh, I was the only one that was really laughing then. And then it kind of flips it over, because the first time you play through, Like, what do you mean you were the only one that was really laughing? And then it flips it in reverse the other way, because it's like, what are you talking about? You're going to visit Xanarkand after you beat Sin, you know?
Yeah, you almost have to play this game twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once to experience the story, and then twice to
it's kind of like...
pick up on everything.
Kind of like... Now, you can read this, too. And I would say read it and watch it to get the full... It's kind of like Fight Club.
Oh, yeah, Fight Club.
Where it's like, when you really know what's going on... I think in watching the movie, just because Brad Pitt and Ed Norton are phenomenal actors.
Right.
But reading it is also interesting because, again, like books, like everything else, the book's better than the movie, and there's more to be done after the story.
Right.
I was talking with a friend of mine just about this, about Lord of the Rings, where it's like, okay, so we have this grand, majestic ending in the end, and I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really liked it. Like, I tear up every time when they're at the end, and he says to them, he says to all the hobbits, my friends, you bow to no man.
Yeah.
And they all bow to them instead. Like, oh my God, you helped us. Thank you. Basically. But we don't see the story afterwards where, you know, fucking Saruman goes to the Shire and tries to be there.
Yeah,
and
he
then
burns down everything or whatever?
Well, he's about to.
Yeah.
And we don't get to see what my absolute favorite side story would be Gimli and Legolas's adventures. Just Gimli and Legolas's adventures. Leave that as the story.
Let's take that.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to show you my dwarven home, and you're going to show me the woods, and we're going to be an example to everyone that our races that disagree can be friends. Not only can we be friends, hell, we save the world together, you know?
Right.
And it's going to be like, where is this series at? Because I love these guys.
I love when people make fun of Lord of the Rings, but it's like, oh, yeah, Lord of the Rings, it's so predictable, and like, all these people are just, you know, all the good guys win, all the bad guys die, but it's like, no, it's about fucking friendship, you dolts.
Mm-hmm. It's about a hobbit meeting 8 dwarves? Or 12? How many was
13.
it? 13.
It's 12 dwarves, and plus him makes 13.
And Gandalf.
And
Also.
Gandalf.
Traveling together, hiding in trees, saving each other, and getting to the mountain at the end, and then, you know, Oakenshield goes all weird.
Yeah.
And then they're like, he steals it and takes it back, and almost prevents a giant battle by saying, why did you betray us? And he said, you were mad with power.
There was actually, I heard that Tolkien was writing but right after he finished Lord of the Rings, he's like, I'm going to write a new book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be called, I think, A New Shadow or something like that. And he's basically like, it's not good enough, throw it out. And nobody ever saw what came of that.
All throughout, not trying to brag, all throughout middle school and high school, I would submit to my English classes, and the teachers would always be like, oh wow, I want to submit this to a contest or something.
Yeah.
This happened like 3 times. And I would always, and only in 9th grade did I ever say, yeah, go ahead and see what happens. It's like, oh, only one student out of my 28 wrote a story that's good enough, and it's, again, because I never thought they were good enough, because like I said to you earlier, if I want to start writing, which I do, but I feel like every time I write something, I'm going to be like, alright, well, I've seen this in this story before. I've seen this.
Yeah.
Like the one she submitted, it was like a space thing, but a guy traveling around, and his family was killed by this one person that it turns out then it was like not his brother per se, but like I think it was like his old friend that just like they didn't know each other anymore, and he travels and gets all these powers. It's like something that I've seen before, where the game, it was like a medieval game. I actually have a recording of it on this channel.
Yeah.
Of Thousand Arms, where it's like, oh, you're collecting these different sacred fires at different altars. It's like basically was doing that, but then combining it with like space.
Right.
It's like, but I knew where it was from, and I didn't think it was good enough to be fucking submitted. So I could definitely understand what he means by that.
Well, the thing about writing is, especially for fantasy and science fiction, is number one, those two genres are inexhaustible for content because
That's true.
they're not. It's not just like mystery or regular contemporary fiction where you have, okay, here is the Earth and here are the things that happen on Earth. Like,
Yeah.
you are making up everything entirely by yourself with inspirations. And
Headlock.
Having
sorry,
this
I'm
heartfelt
sorry,
discussion and all of a sudden headlock.
I'm sorry. I am listening to what you're saying.
That's
I get.
okay.
I get what I get. I do get what your point
Yeah.
is there for sure.
It's like it's. I'm gonna try and finish this up before this video ends.
Oh, go ahead. We have all the time we need.
The thing about fantasy and science fiction is they're all derivative, but they're all original. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter if it feels like you're copying off of something, because everybody's copying off of something. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Just write what you like.
That makes me crazy to think though. Like, I wonder the people that came up with the original stuff, like your Isaac Asimovs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like, how the fuck did you think of like this plot? You know, that no one else
Yeah.
did before.